Hello everybody. In today's video, I'm going to show you how far I've gotten on the Kenworth W900 Aerodyne, one of the BSC fleet trucks. Make sure you stay tuned.
High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So today I'm going to show you kind of a recap of a bench update video, but this one will be more about this truck only. So let me show you where I've gotten with this truck. Right now, as you can see, there are pretty crazy colors going on here, and that's because the truck is pretty much painted with the basic colors. Now I still have to put a white stripe in here, like a real thin white pinstripe type thing, and we'll get that done. Everything has been dechromed, but some stuff has been repainted. Now the body, of course, has also been painted, so there's what the truck is pretty much going to look like. Now I did say that in the bench update that I was going to paint this black, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will get to it. The interior, same thing. I think the bench update was probably one of the last things that I did for this truck, and then I kind of put it away for a while. So, interior has not changed, right? But I'm going to put some details in here, paint these pedestals black, I think. And again, with the seats aren't painted yet. So I'm going to paint them probably black with maybe a red insert or something. We'll see about that. But I'm going to use some, probably use some red velvet for the carpeting in here, detail paint a bunch of stuff, things like that. So we'll get that done. Now, the wheels have been put on. They are just actually sitting on there. I haven't fully clicked them in yet. But this is where we at with the wheels. All right. I don't like the way these ones fit. As you can see, it's like lifting up, you know. So I might super glue that in there or something like that, or maybe switch it with the back one, see if that one fits any better. I'm not liking the way they just kind of fit there. You got to rely on the tire keeping its shape. So pull the tire off, scrape off some of this chrome in here, and put the tire back on, and then carefully with a toothpick or something lift it up and throw some super glue all the way around. We'll see what happens with that. So the wheels are all semi on, all right, even the front ones. Now the front ones seem to be holding up a little better, a little nicer. The back side is lifting a little bit, as you can see here. All right, it is lifting a little bit, so I may do that all the way around. I don't know yet. Now, as far as the engine has been painted. And here, let me zoom back out for you. So here's the engine. No, I don't think it's glued in yet, so I think I can sneak this out of there for you. Just give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the engine out. It isn't glued in yet. Let me zoom in for you here. Now, as you can see, I've painted all the lines. If you remember in the update or even the part 2 video, I did all the plumbing on this. Now, when Cat does their engines, they put them all together and they paint everything as one. So the oil filler turbo feed, the turbo oil feed line and return line, they're put on and they're painted. All the fuel injection lines are on and painted. A lot of the fabric and rubber hoses are already on and painted. Now, if you look at some of the new trucks, I mean, you'll see them all like that. And if you look at some of the ones that have been on the road for a while, you'll see that the rubber or the fabric ones, they start to lose their paint. It flakes off from heat and stuff. Then I've got a couple in here that are black, as if the engine or the owner replaced some of the lines, right? The belts and stuff and some of the pulleys, they're all painted black. It's probably as close as I'm going to get to detailing some of this. So there's that, and let's see. We've got steps and everything, and the tanks have all been painted, right? With kind of a brushed aluminum look, all right? Same thing with the steps. The steps are kind of a semi-polished brushed aluminum. The air cleaners are the same thing. They've been, painted, especially if I get them in view here. They have been painted, and I'm probably going to do the bands on them. I got to figure out exactly where they're going to sit. I think it's this way. And this one will go on this side here, like so. All right. So it'll sit like that. Now you can see this top band is in the blue area, and these ones here are in the red area. And then this bottom piece I may paint black as a cover, and the top piece is chrome. Right, now both of them have to be done. The drive shafts and the air tanks are all painted gold drive shaft. I just wanted it gold, that's why. Here's another air tank, or air cleaner I should say, and the other step. Here's the radiator. It has been painted. Now I got to detail paint it. Of course, I got to paint the fan and the hub of the fan. Do the coolant overflow tank, expansion tank, and do some panel liner in here. Get some detail into that stuff. And that's where I'm at. So I'm going to get more work done here. And yeah, we'll probably jump into the interior and get more of that done and painted and ready. Now, because this thing's got tabs, and the whole thing does, this tab here is going to stick through right there. Okay, so you're going to make sure that you paint this tab the same color as your cab, right? Or you're going to have this bright red tab showing through. And here, I'll even show you. Let me get that in there like so. That one goes there. And then you've got two up front here as well. There's one here and one here, right? And they'll stick through in these spots. So once you put that in there, right, especially if it wants to sit in the right spot, there we go. There, as you can see, now we got these two bright white spots, so I got to make sure they're painted, and I've got to paint this. This will probably end up black because it'll be matching the floor here. And as you can see here, it doesn't show up perfectly, but you can see that it's sticking through there. So make sure you paint those spots the colors that they need to be, or you will have those ugly sightly spots. Now, same thing here. You've got a hole here, one on the other side, right? And then back here, you've got this big one, right? So you will have to touch up your floor, because one will clip in here, right? There's a spot here, as you can see, one on the other side, and then there's the big one right back here. All right, so I'm gonna have to paint that blue, paint these two red, and then same thing on the interior parts. I gotta paint that one blue, and I gotta paint these two blue. So we're gonna get all that done. Steps, same thing. Back one's not a big deal, but this bottom one, you can see here, there's a bottom hole, and that is going to show up when you do the step, right? So you make sure that you paint this piece here silver, not the whole thing if you don't want to, but at least this little tab piece, right? You gotta make sure that that's painted. And I mean, if you want to, you can always paint these things black because they will stick through as well, right? They'll stick through the bottom of the frame and you'll kind of see them. So, yeah, I'm going to get on with this. I'm going to do the interior, or start with the interior, and I'm going to come back. I'll show you where I'm at. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up for me, hit that bell notification, make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. Share these videos for me, please. Thank you to all the subscribers that I do have, my new ones and my old ones. And yeah, hopefully I can say thanks to you because you just subscribed. So I'm going to get to this. I'll see you in a few. Okay, everybody. So I've gotten lots done since the last clip. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've gotten done. And yeah, there's still lots to go, but let me show you. So I painted the air cleaners, you know, so that they go this way. They match the truck. All right, so I've got the blue, and the red and stuff like that, right? And of course, I'll show you that on the truck itself. I've gotten exhaust pipes kind of bent up and ready to go. I still got to paint them and chrome them. Then I've got the radiator here. I still got to do a black wash on it, right? I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the fan blades, if I'm just going to leave them silver or what, but a little bit of touch-up paint on there to do. But yeah, I got black wash to do, you know, so that'll look pretty good when it's completed. I've got the air tanks on the back of the fuel tanks, right? So I got that done. And on the bottom, I put on these resin printed basically AN fittings, right? And I've got some kind of like an elastic here, right? It's elastic. So I'll take that once the tanks are installed. I need one that's going to go from one tank to the other as a transfer line, and then one that's going from one tank to the front. So both tanks have the ones in the center here, as you can see, right? If you want, I'll show you them close up. You can see those there, right? I just drilled them in, used a little bit of super glue. I got to paint them. This one's got one as well, right? So just to add a little bit more detail. Now I've also got the body clear coated, so I'll show you that. There is some fingerprints all over it, but the body is clear coated, all right? Doesn't look too bad. All right, now I do have one blemish in this whole thing. You can see it right there on the hood, right in the center. So I will have to wet sand that and polish it. Other than that, other than fingerprints and stuff, this clear coat turned out beautiful. I did blacken out the inside, right, like I said I was going to do. Now I've got the cab done as well, and I've got the interior done. Let me pull this apart real quick here, and then I'll show you that. So yeah, I got the this is clear coated. Now I've started painting in some of the chrome and the black rubber around the windows, so that's in. I got to do up the wipers that are actually molded into the glass, but that is all on. Half of the wipers on the body. I got to detail paint the firewall, and I'm starting on the side stuff here, right? As you can see, door handles, emblems, things like that. I still got to do this one step. I've got to do the lights, and I got to do this side, but it's coming along pretty good. Now the interior, I got to do some flat black paint on the roof, right down in here where the glass is. I'll probably trim around the window, just so, not that you're ever going to really see that, but I want to do it. But the side of the vent windows and stuff here, I want to paint some black, and around the edges here, so it's not shiny, it's flat black like the rest of it. But there is velvet on the roof, both roofs, and all around the side walls. All right, so that's all velveted. Now as far as the interior, still got a little bit of painting to do. I haven't figured out what color I want the pillow yet, but the blankets and stuff are two-toned. I'm going to do a bit of a wash on them. Door handles and stuff are painted. I haven't decided if I want to try and hit every one of these little black or little dots in the diamond tuck, which are the buttons. I want to thinking of painting them black, but I don't know yet. Same thing on the seats. There's little buttons on the seats, right? I don't know if you can see that. You can see on the seats there's some. And will it pick it up? I don't know if it'll pick it up at all, but you can kind of see that there's some buttons in the sidewall there. All right, there's actually some in the door panels. You can kind of catch them there. So there's that. The dash, I went with a black wood grain. I know, boring, but that's what I wanted. I got to touch up some of the gauges, the shifter, and I noticed there's some red down on the floor here. You can kind of see it way down there. The spot I missed. Okay, that's not a big deal. We'll get that done. Other than that, didn't do much on the body or on the frame anyways, but the engine is in, and I got the stainless steel exhaust put in, and I just got to make some attachments now, some downgrades for the pipes because obviously they're too big. All right, so I got to make some reducers or something for that, so I'll figure that out. Other than that, the tanks are, paint these fittings and the tanks will be ready to go in, one on each side. Yeah, they are ready to go in. Like so. Obviously I got to paint some silver on these ones, and if you remember, I had to paint these little nibs where they stick through, right? So those are painted. The back one's painted blue, all right? And same thing on here. The front ones are painted blue where they stick through the firewall, and the one on the back is painted blue where it sticks through back here. So that is all done, and I said I was going to show you the air canisters here. So you can see how I painted the two red to match the lower and the top one blue to match the upper. And I still got to paint a little bit on there, like the rubber black and stuff like that, and the chrome. But otherwise, the way this thing looks, I'm not putting it completely together, but this will give you a bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. It's not sitting where it needs to sit, but that's okay. But yeah, gives you an idea. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that bell notifications. Make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. And what else? Hey, if you want to help out the channel, best way you can help out is to watch the entire video. But if you want other ways to help out, I do have a PayPal me link down there. I do have a merch button and a merch store, so you can go check out what there is there. And there is also a membership button, so if you want to help out that way. But with all that being said, no matter what you're building, make sure you just have fun with it and build it your way, because it's on your shelf. So until next time, later.